Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Connor, and we're back with some more of the Flashpoint DLC for BattleTech, and we're getting ready to do a Flashpoint mission, and I've given some thought in between videos on how I want to do this, and the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to move forward today, and I think the strategy I'm going to utilize is putting out my highest damage value mechs, so the mechs that can do the most damage. With the one exception possibly being the trebuchet. This can only do 170 damage, and really realistically only 120 of that is going to be utilized in most cases because of the LRM-15 output is only going to be 120, and you really don't want this mech to be in there using the medium lasers too much because of its a lower armor value. So that's going to be the one exception possibly. But our other ones are going to be the Kintaro, which we just spent a day to repair, which has the highest damage value that we currently have at 240. And we have the Shadowhawk, which is at 235, and the Thunderbolt, which is at another 235. Now, the tricky thing with the Thunderbolt is that it really isn't going to be doing that max 235 at any given time unless it's doing split fire and it's attacking targets at different range brackets. So it can fire off its small lasers at very close range, but the LRMs aren't going to be all that effective at that range. And they both do, what, 60 damage? Because you've got 3 small lasers. Yeah, none of them are upgraded. And then we have the LRM-5 and the LRM-10, which together does another 60 damage. So you can kind of subtract that away from maximum damage you could do to one target, but in theory you could do the 235 in one turn. So those are going to be the 4 mechs we could use. The main one being, do we want to remove the trebuchet and get rid of a lot of our long-range firepower, and instead run with something like the Griffin, which can do 197, but at closer ranges, or the Firestarter, which you get a little bit more mobility, but you have 190 damage, which is pretty darn close to what the Griffin can do. Obviously, you lose out on the durability. You know what? I think I am going to go with that. I'm going to go with the Griffin over the Trebuchet. Now, the tricky thing is what pilots are we going to use. So let's go ahead and look at that. We might as well just click on this. And actually, you know, we could do that through the contracts, right? There we go. So we'll negotiate here. Salvage-wise, we get quite a bit more salvage if I go with this. We are hurting the reputation with the Capellans. That's not too surprising. Doesn't seem like it's going to be hurting the reputation with anyone else, though. I'm tempted to go with the higher salvage value here. Okay, so let's say we accept that. And let's play around with how we're going to do this. So if we use the Griffin, the Shadowhawk, and we're going to be removing the Trebuchet, moving the Kintaro over. Truck's probably going to move over here. And we'll give her the Thunderbolt, because there's still long-range potential there. For the Shadowhawk, we could use Scarecrow, who has the hit-and-run capability that my pilot had, if we want to go that route. And then Toxic, perhaps, in the Kintaro. So we can use this ability to make sure the Kintaro is continuously firing whenever it's in range, to keep that heat down. So that'd be very good to keep the damage output going. And what else can we do as far as pilots? I think that's going to be our top ones. I mean, we could put Mothman in instead of one of our other choices, but honestly, I think Scarecrow is going to be better in the seat of the Shadowhawk than Mothman would be, and Truck is better than Mothman, as they're kind of both geared for the same kind of style, and she's just more experienced. So that's the loadout I'm going to go with. If I had more experienced pilots here, this would be a little bit better, but yeah, we're just going to go for the high damage output here. Alright, we got to defend the Iron Sparrow's warehouse, which I kind of suspected it would be a base defense, which is why I went with a high damage output build. Hopefully we also have the maneuverability to do things. This looks like a familiar map. Sub-Commander so-and-so. I'll tear that thrice damned shack down around you to reclaim what you have stolen from me, mercenary scum. We didn't steal anything, Sub-Commander Boris. The mech we took wasn't listed anywhere on your salvage manifest. That puts it squarely in Finders Keepers territory, and we're keeping it. By all means, kill yourselves over that pile of scrap. I've got people in the area, but we'll stay out of it. Right now, all I want to do is watch you rip one another's throats out.
Well, ain't this place scenic?
Okay, so we do not have any defensive turrets. I'm fairly certain we've run on this map before, and last time we ran on this map, there was a spawn in here. We have to hold out for 10 rounds. That sounds sure familiar. Ensure that all structures survive. We're going to try. And we have another bonus of destroying the Vanguard, which is going to be this marker here. So I don't really want to move. I think I want to keep something over here in case there is something spawning in. So I'm not going to move the Thunderbolt too far. At least not initially. I mean, it's not going to be that fast anyway, so how far is it going to move? Probably we either want to go down the road, give us a little bit more maneuverability, and then we could hook over if we have to. Which honestly I think is probably the right call here. I'm going to stay out of the woods just because I need to be aggressive. This is another one of those base defense missions, and being aggressive is going to be pretty important. We're kind of blocked in here, so we're forced to jump. Not really much of a choice in that regard. Again, I'm going to get aggressive here. More aggressive than I normally would be. Okay, we have a fairly good idea where they are now. I'm just going to jump right on top of where my other guy is, because again, we want to get in where the enemy is at.
Up high.
Because we don't have a lot of long-range firepower, sensor locks aren't going to be as important in this match, but it is what it is. Okay, so 40 tons, 60 tons, so we can be fairly assured that this is going to be Cicada, and 60 ton can be a lot of things. There's a lot of mechs that are at that range. I think we might as well reserve here and allow that, what I think is a Cicada, to move forward. Oh, okay, there's another Cicada. I don't think that one's going to get in range, although cicadas have a lot of movement. I highly doubt it has vision of any buildings. I think we should probably reserve again. If they don't get vision, that's great.
And watch out.
If they get vision of building, then I'm going to have to get really aggressive here to try and take that vision away. Okay, that kind of worries me I'm kind of worried that the Cicada may have gotten the vision that they would be looking for. The question is, can I take them out fast enough? First off, we only know about one 60-ton mech, so it's kind of hard to say where an attack would want to... Like, for example, one thing we could do here is I could jump in, and I could use my small laser attack to get more accuracy to try to burn this guy down. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold here. I want to see what happens. Then again, though, we don't know how many heavy contacts they have. So if we can get rid of this vision early, that might be a good thing for us. So, yeah.
Standing by.
This is a tough call, but I think we have to get in here and we have to do damage. So, let us get on to... okay, I can't quite get onto the side like I'd want. Let's jump over here. Ah, we can do a split shot if I go there. Alright, that sounds good. So we need to make sure they're both in range. And I may go ahead and do a precision strike on the Cicada, depending.
Drifting off.
One thing that somebody suggested to me with these base defenses, if you attack the enemy, you can divert their attention. So I may actually divert both these guys' attention to my one mech. Although I don't have multi-target. I may have to hit the quick draw here. That might be the right call. Because it's out in the open right now. And I would do max damage. What's our other chance? This is where I wish I had multi-target. Okay. Take out the Cicada, or try and take out the quick draw. I'm not likely going to take the quick draw out in this turn. Let's see what we can do with this. This is a lot of damage output. We'll go for the torso section, I guess. This thing doesn't, I mean, outside that PPC, which I should have checked where that was. Okay, we got it.
Think I hit something good.
We'll see what the quick draw does. Okay, it didn't do anything, so it's quite possible they don't have vision of the buildings just yet. Okay, so let's see. Can Toxic get into range of somebody? Can get over there. And we do see that there's another mech in there, apparently. Truck.
What do you need?
Okay, I can't get direct line of sight, so we might as well get in here and try and strip away some of that evasion. This is going to be a harder target, so let's focus more on the ones that are closer right now, because they're more likely going to get vision of the buildings. So let's do that. So I'm going to use multi-target here. You're going to be A, and you're going to be B, and B is going to be the LRM-5.
Multiple targets confirmed.
And this is just to burn down some evasion so we can hit more accurately against that cicada. As it's the thing most likely going to give them vision, so we want to get rid of that as soon as possible.
Yes, Command.
Okay, so if I come over here... Okay. Let's switch to Revere.
Your command.
Revere has a multi-target. We may want to take advantage of that. Okay, so we'll get vision of whoever's there in the back. And then I'll multi-target strike both of these guys. Then decide after that what we're going to do. Okay, so it is a Wolverine. Alright. So... I'm just going to fire a 1 medium laser at this guy. I think that's how I'm going to do that. So... You're A, you're B, and 1 medium laser at the quick draw just to burn down some of that evasion.
1 for you, and 1 for you.
Okay. Good stuff. Alright, so there's a very good chance that Toxic coming in here... I will not be able to put Toxic in a spot where he's safe from damage. But I think it's worth it. If I had Vanguard, I'd use it, but we don't. And then we're just going to come in here, we're going to smack that cicada, and hopefully kill it. We've got a pretty good chance to hit at this point, because we've burned down all the evasion. I would like a better chance, but we'll just have to take what we get. And this is a lot of damage coming its way, and it doesn't have a lot of health left. So that was massive overkill, but worth it. And that's why I took the damage output I did, because I want to put mechs down, if I can.
Show me your war face.
Okay. At this point, I think we're better off reserving, because their 2 medium mechs are here, but I don't think they have vision of anything just yet. So the only thing that we may want to change with that is, well, okay, we can't do anything with that anyway, so... Okay. I think that's a default cicada, so it should just have a medium laser and some machine guns. So it's not too threatening. Of course, the threatening element of it is whether or not it just got vision of buildings, which it may not have because of this ridge. So we'll have to be patient on that. But now I can come in and I can do some serious damage to that quick draw before it gets a chance to go. And put myself into decent cover before the enemy gets to really do any damage to me. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I may even use the precision strike here just to be more accurate. And we'll go straight for that center torso because it's already taken some damage. And if we can get this damage, which is a lot of damage, focused in, that'd be nice. Unfortunately, not that focused, but hey, I'll take it. Okay, here comes a Wolverine. Which also did nothing. Okay, great. Alright, I want to move the Thunderbolt, I think, last, because we may move over and attack the cicada instead. But... You know, with that being said... Oh, it's not my time to act anyway. I could probably move over here and then use the alarm. So you know what? Let's reserve one more time because there shouldn't be anything moving now because we use the precision strike. I'm trying to say that word. Okay, so that gives me what I'm looking for, which is a direct line of sight. And it allows me to use the LRMs on the quick draw. So that's what we're going to go for.
Got it.
Okay, so multi-target. You're going to be A. Pretty good chance, actually, of hitting. And then you're going to be B, and B's going to be the LRMs. Okay, let's go ahead and fire away.
Confirmed.
Yeah, pretty good hits there. And maybe next turn we'll be able to use the small lasers on that cicada. Alright, looking good. Knocked him, lost the evasion there, with knocked him unsteady. I am tempted to go in and punch this turn to give myself some cooling. Maybe not the best call, though. We could hit and run instead and start moving over to where these guys are.
Receiving you.
Which is probably a good call. Let's go with that. So we're going to hit this guy as hard as we can in the side here. And I'm hoping this is going to be enough damage to put the quick draw down. This is a lot of damage we're dumping into this guy.
Confirmed.
Okay. Good chance of knocking it down.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Good. May not be able to get the finish off this turn. But again, we can do severe damage. Okay, so that's going to overheat us if I jump there. Let's see about a walk instead. Come on, you can do it. So I'm going to walk over to here. Quick draw may be able to get my back, but if I finish it off, it's not going to be that big of a deal.
On my way.
Okay, let's skip through that. Alright, now Revere.
Commander?
Revere should keep moving, so I'm going to walk over to here, and then we're just going to dump more fire into this guy.
Moving to position.
And now we'll get 2 target shot it as well, so... there's a possibility we get the kill here. I mean, we do have 197 damage, but looking at this, we need 105 to kill him. I still think we go for it, because you never know.
Got it, Commander.
Okay, we got it. So that works out. I mean, this guy had pretty good...
Heads up, Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
Okay, so as I was afraid, they're coming up from over here this time. So that was a hunchback that acted as a light mech, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. They still don't have vision, so that's good. I feel like I have no choice but to reserve here. If the cicada moves in, though, we're going to have to try and kill it. Like, there's... Shoot. So we've got an Orion. We've got another 60-ton mech, another 60... Wow, that's a lot of heavy mechs. Okay. We're going to have to try and delay them. I'm just not sure what to do here with the cicada. I mean, I might be able to pull off a precision strike and hit it before it gets to go. But I have to do that with Revere, and then we're leaving these guys to do whatever they want to do this turn, and we're not going to be able to stop them. Whereas if I move Revere over here, I can hit, like, the Orion or the Hunchback and kind of divert their attention for a little while. That's a lot of damage output that one mech would have to deal with, though. Thankfully, for the Hunchback, it's more close-in firepower, so it's going to be a little while before it can unleash. Yeah, I'm thinking we tie up this first. So
I'm ready.
I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. And we're just going to hit this guy with a precision strike. Knock him down in initiative, allow us to beat him up some more. And we'll go after the left torso here.
Now let's see how you handle this.
I'm kind of surprised that... Okay, I was going to say, that left torso's still there? Really?
That hit something good.
Alright, my question is, can this guy get vision of the building? Doesn't seem like it. Because he had to go around the cicada. So now the cicada is going at initiative 2. Okay.
Yeah? What can I do you for?
I'm gonna try and get in behind with the Kintaro. And we're not gonna quite get there, but next turn we'll have it. And this is all I dare route this way. I'm gonna have to start routing the other way now. So I'm gonna go ahead and split shot this, but most of it's gonna go towards the cicadas before it gets a chance to go. So we're gonna go with no precision strike here. So you're going to be A, and you're gonna be B, and B is just gonna be single SRM. Let's say this one. Okay, fire away.
It's time for a little bang, bang.
This may kill. There's a lot of damage. Not quite. Okay. How much you want to bet this thing's holding on by a thread? Yeah, 14 damage. So we got a little bit more accuracy there. Well, it itself cannot attack, so we may be able to finish it off even if it gets the vision. So I think at this point we just go ahead and reserve and allow them to do what they're going to do.
Here until you need me.
If the cicada moves in and into a spot where it can get vision, we can finish it off, no problem.
They're flanking.
Ouch. What a jerk.
Oh, crap. They're hitting my innards.
Okay. Well, that doesn't really change a whole lot for us. Unfortunately, I can't really get into a position to hit them with the small lasers. I really expected that cicada to come in, but I guess we just hit it, so it's gonna pay more attention to me. Okie dokie. Well, these two are going to have to... The Kintaro and the Griffin are going to have to keep these guys at bay, so... Kind of wish I had gotten the kill there, because now I feel like I'm going to have to waste damage. Oh well.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and start moving here. Well, actually, no. It makes a lot more sense to reserve. So we'll do so. As a matter of fact,
Reserving
Scarecrow
action.
may be able to finish this. Okay. They're still not acting against the building, so that's good. They actually gave me a little bit more breathing room with this deployment, unlike previous missions. Okay, so what we're going to do, because I'm
Commander?
not sure we're going to be able to like get vision and do a whole lot here. So I think the better move is we do some split shooting. Oh wait, that's right, we can't split shoot. Well, either way, we should finish off the cicada here. We are attacking it from the side that it's already damaged on. Let's turn off some of this attack damage, though. I mean, we don't need all of it. In theory, the medium laser and the small laser are enough to kill this thing, but we have to get... I mean, honestly... Even if we hit... Okay, let's think about this. It's got a lot of damage reduction. I'm going to turn off one SRM-6. Hopefully that's enough. It should be. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't get the kill. Alright, let's fire. Okay. It died. That was a lot of waste, probably, but...
That's a kill.
Okay. And then I'm going to use Vigilance, because I want to be protected when I move up in here. So, yes. And then we'll move to here, and we'll get the vision of these guys.
On the move.
Now that Hunchback will be able to light me up, but probably won't, because it's going to focus on the buildings. So, we should be safe for that turn. And then Truck
Yeah?
is going to start walking over that way. We could sprint. Maybe Vigilance would have been a better move with Truck rather than others. Well, we can get their attention, right?
Confirmed.
All right, this is a little bit of a risk because we don't have any cover, but that's okay. So I'm going to go with your A, your B, and... You know what? B was going to be the LRM-10, because the Hunchback is going to have good frontal armor. Even though it's the easier thing to hit here. The Quick Draw has the worst of the armor, so...
Here we go.
And hopefully by even just tapping these guys, we've already diverted them away from the buildings. So now all we have to do is do the same thing to these other two mechs, and maybe they'll ignore the buildings at that point. Then again, they may just keep going after the buildings. We'll have to see. Oh, there they go. Okay, not that many hits. All things considered. Not too bad. Okay.
Ready for orders.
I could jump in behind, but there's no way in hell I'm going to get much firepower off if I do that. We could use Precision Strike on this guy, and then use that opportunity to maybe get in behind him with the Kintaro. I'm not sure for 100% if the Kintaro will be able to move around, because I'm not sure with this cliff how that's going to work. But in either case, I think this is a good move, because we can get rid of this Wolverine before it really gets a chance to do a whole lot here.
We're rolling.
Okay, Precision Strike. We are going to overheat, so we'll turn off one of our medium lasers. Left torso have anything interesting? SRM-6. And the left arm doesn't really have anything, but we're still going to go for that because it's the side we're on, so... Ooh, helps if you click on the right spot. Okay. Now, here, honestly, I'm probably better off just staying because I have higher damage reduction, and I'm not going to have enough morale to get off another one of these vanguards. So let's just go ahead and reserve. These guys are all heavy mechs, so it's not really going to matter anyway. Now, let's see if we can do the thing with Toxic. No, it doesn't look like I can. I mean, I could get in behind him, but I can't pivot enough to get the attack off. So in this case, I'm going to move a bit so that I'm starting to move in the right direction. And we'll continue to hit this guy on the same side. I would have preferred to hit him in the back, but I knew that cliff would kind of restrict things. And it's quite possible that the Griffin moving in kind of limited my range of motion anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and hit this guy again. Unfortunately, not quite getting what I wanted out of that, but still a lot of damage. And it's quite possible the Wolverine's just going to focus on my guys at this point, so hopefully that is the case. Okay, again, I don't think we should really move Scarecrow yet. Not until we see what these guys are going to do. I mean, we're going to probably have a lot of firepower going in on our Shadowhawk, but it has decent armor and it's got decent damage reduction, so for now, we're just going to let that go. Okay, they're moving the Wolverine first, which is actually, as long as it doesn't get in behind me. Okay, it didn't even attack. So we're going to go ahead and move with the Thunderbolt now, because we want to get it into cover, which it currently is not in, so we'll go with that. Darn, we're just shy of getting our medium lasers involved. You know, as much as I hate doing this, I think I'm going to reserve again. This may open up our Thunderbolt to getting a lot of damage here. But I want them to move in a little closer so I can get those medium lasers going so we can get more damage output. They might not move forward. They may just sit tight and do what they're doing right now, which is just wailing on the Shadowhawk, but
Damage is minor, Commander.
it is what it is. Now the Orion has not really, we have not really done anything to it yet, so it's possible it'll just go after the buildings. Yeah, so it's not going to actually do anything this turn. That worries us. Okay. Honestly, we may be able to afford just continuing to ignore that Orion. But in any case, this is going to be a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.